The year is 2009, right? 15-year-old me is down in Florida visiting my grandparents, just finishing my freshman year of high school, and I wrote and finished my first ever screenplay. And the premise of the screenplay is that there are two groups of people in this post American America where you have the preferential and then you have the other. So essentially, the other is a group of people who are law abiding and they're out there just trying to do the right thing. They have beliefs of just trying to, keep their head down, make it day to day, and believe in personal responsibility, personal integrity. They are the ones they are shunned upon. They are basically essentially cast out from society. They have their own special hospitals and healthcare that they only have access to. That's on a lower tier. And then you have the preferred, who have access to all government assisted and government financed, um, you know, abilities, accessibilities, hospitals, transportation. They're able to carry weapons openly versus the other are forced to conceal their weapons. And if they are caught armed, they are penalized to the fullest extent of the law, as much as that provides them. And they're persecuted basically by the entire system. Now, I'm not saying I'm a prophet or anything like that. That was 2009. We are, 14 years later in 2023. And I'd like to believe that a lot of what 15-year-old me came up with in my imagination has unfortunately come true, maybe in different ways. I used like different context than the way that it's actually playing out in the real world. But it's funny enough how I could see the patterns of the present, what is now the past, but at the time I could see the patterns of the present that were taking place, even as a 15-year-old kid, even as newly newly freshened sophomore in high school. I could see the writing on the wall and where shit was going to be going. And lo and behold, here we are years later. We got, don't call them pedophiles. They're minor attracted people. Uh, Kids shouldn't be able to get tattoos and drink and, you know, what else? Buy marijuana, drive, but they can consent to sex change operations. And maybe someday along the line, we'll be able to get them to society to be able to allow children to consent to other things, right? You sick fucks, right? What else? What else do we got going on in this world right now? Oh yeah, abortion running rampant. Um, no, it's never used as birth control. It's never that's not why it don't. You think that women are out there wanting to get abortions? It's a hard choice for women. They don't want to get abortions, and I'm sure that that is the case for some maybe very minute uh, percentage of them. But yeah, women are using it as birth control. And what is supported by the mainstream? What is supported by by the administration and the people in charge? Well, it certainly isn't people who are trying to just live their lives and protect themselves and, just go to work, do their job, right? Because if anything, those people are public enemy number one. Teachers, excuse me, parents going to parent teacher meetings, school board meetings, they're public enemy number one. People who arm themselves with rifles that are made specifically to kill people, they're public enemy number one. You want to protect your children from the idea of sexual things, anything of sexual nature, whether it be gay, straight, trans, does not matter. Well, you're a bigot. You're a big bigot bad guy. That's what you are. I guess what I'm trying to say is it's just funny that everything that is supported by the people running the ship all falls on one side. I'll tell you what, I'm not a huge religious person, but the battle of good and evil does exist. And you sit there, use your two eyes that are connected to your big brain in the back of your skull, and you watch what these people are doing, and you look me in my eyes and tell me that that's all in the name of good and righteous behavior. You can't, can you? Now, I'm sure there are some ignorant people out there who don't know any better, which um, I tend to believe that there's not as many of them that like to pretend that they are ignorant and stupid. But ignorance is no excuse. Ignorance is no excuse for the banality of evil. You understand me? What is happening out there in this country, in this world, is evil. Why else is Rolling Stone and New York Times and everybody else and their brother tripping over knocking The Sound of Freedom as some kind of QAnon conspiracy theory, right wing driven movie, when it's a movie that is simply just trying to bring awareness to child sex trafficking, global child sex trafficking, just trying to raise awareness. Don't do that. Don't do that. Why? Hmm. Why wouldn't you want us to know about kids being smuggled in cargo vans and hidden under floorboards and in closets? Maybe we should take a look in your closets. You got some 5-year-old skeletons, some 5-year-old human-shaped skeletons in there? Anyways, I'm gonna end it here. It's just I don't know. I have a reputation in my family of being the guy with the conspiracies. Oh, here we go with another conspiracy, and I tend to think that that means I'm doing something right, because the bottom line is, I'm gonna look back on what's happening in this world, and I'm gonna know where I stood, which is opposing all of this. And that's the thing too, is it's not hopeless. It's not hopeless. What can you do? What can I do? What can I do? That's the big question. Well, what can you do is use your voice to speak out. If you know this is wrong, if you see what is happening in this world and you know that it is not right, it's time to speak up and use your voice. I sat by for so long. I still continue to sit by sometimes, and I kick myself in the ass and I piss myself off by doing it. I get enraged, and that's why I am no longer going to sit idle, and instead I'm going to get engaged. So stay enraged, stay engaged, guys.